Jesus. You cannot embrace where you are going if you're stuck where you are.
Yes, sir.
In order to know and appreciate and value the strength of what's left, you have to let go of what you lost.
Yes, sir.
I know that we've heard a lot of sermons. I know that it's been said that we're going to take back what the devil stole from us. We're going to the enemy's camp and we're going to take back what the devil stole from us. We're going to the enemy's camp and we're going to take back what the devil stole from us. We're going to the enemy's camp and we're going to take back what the devil stole from us. And I have a question. Where is the enemy's camp?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Where is the enemy's camp?
Yes, sir. Come on.
I really want to ask that question because some of us don't realize that the enemy's camp might just be your own house.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Woo!
Right. Yes, sir.
Ah, Jesus. The enemy's camp may be you. You may be your own worst enemy.
Right.
Yes, sir.
And you may be the person who stole from you what you had.
Yes, sir.
Y'all missed that. I said, you may be the person who stole from you what you had. What that means is, maybe it is us that has interrupted the plan of God by doing what we wanted to do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Preacher. Good.
Right? And that's what Nehemiah said. He says, we are in this situation, in this dilemma, because both I and my father's house have sinned. What do you do when the enemy's camp is your own house?
Yes, sir. Come on.
And if you're going to take back what the devil stole from you, how you going to take back what you don't know is gone?
Yes, sir.
Glory to God. Y'all looking at me funny, but I'm preaching in here.
Yes, sir.
There are some things that we're going to recover. There are some things that God is going to allow us to get back. But the thing is, it's not what you lost that is the issue. Many of us have misdiagnosed that it was the enemy who took it. And we have given the enemy credit for what God has done.
Right.
It's called Kairos chaos. This ain't nothing that the devil has done. This is God's doing. This is God interrupting your plan and messing up what you put together because we didn't give attention to what God said in the first place. So he says, I got to interrupt this and I got to shake some things up because I got to get you out of yourself. Because if you go into the promised land, you'll think that you made it happen. But I got to break this up. This wasn't the devil. This was me because I had to snatch out of your life what you thought you needed.
Yes, sir.
Ah, Jesus. There are some things that are necessary in your life for then, but it doesn't have the capacity to take you to your next.
Yes, sir.
And you have to be willing to understand that there are some things that I just have to let go. Stop trying to hold on to things and stop trying to revitalize things that God has rebuked.
Come on, preacher. All right.
It's my personal confession and conclusion that God is about to make us do well. I just believe that God is getting ready to release us into a time and season of doing well. But in order for him to do that, he has to shift some things in our lives and interrupt some things so that we can look to him, the author and finisher of our faith. Because there is more with you than against you. Can somebody give God praise right there? Jesus, I've come, glory to God, with an update from heaven. I've come with a download from the throne room of God that you don't have to cry another day over what you've lost because God is about to strengthen what you got left. And I know it looks dim, I know it looks dark, I know it looks hard, but God has sent strength to you. God has sent purpose to you. God has sent destiny to you, and he's reaching for you. But you got to have enough courtesy to reach back.
Yes, sir. Good preacher. Good.
Some of you are battling within your mind, and it's in the stillness of the night. God, what is going on? I know that you have more for me, and it's like a feeling of abandonment. It feels like God has abandoned you. It feels like God has just left you out here to dry. But God says it's not abandonment, it's advancement. It's not abandonment, it's advancement. I'm advancing, I'm growing, I'm developing, I'm becoming everything that God intended for me to be. And it's in those painful moments that you are processed for purpose. It is in those difficult times that you are strengthened.
Yes, sir, preacher.
Glory to God. The fact that it's painful lets you know that there's still life there. Oh, Jesus. If you get cut, glory to God. I feel this in my spirit. If you get cut, you are going to bleed, and there will be pain where the cut is. And it's not because of the cut that the pain is there. It's because healing has rushed to that area.
Yes, sir.
Right? Healing has rushed to that area because there's still life there, and it's trying to heal. All right? If you cut yourself and you don't feel it,
yes, sir,
there's no life.
That's a problem.
Yes, sir.
That means that area that you don't feel is dead.
Yes, sir. Come on, preacher. That's good.
Let me bring it to you. My grandmother, before she went on to be with the Lord, she was a diabetic, right? She was a diabetic, and she had to be very careful because she could cut her foot and not feel it. So she could bleed because there was a dead place on her body. The same way in the natural is the same as it is in the spiritual. There are many of us that are bleeding right now, and we don't know it because there's no life. And stop complaining about the pain. The pain is a sign of life.
That's good, preacher.
You may be bleeding, but you're not going to bleed to death. God sent me to let you know you're not going to die from this one. God says he's going to strengthen what you got left. And when the enemy came in like a flood, God lifted up a standard against him. So everybody that thought that it wouldn't happen, say, sight, baby, it's happening. It's happening. Doors are opening. Just because you thought you was going to shut it, you don't even have the power to do it.
Yes, sir. Good preacher.
Glory to God. Somebody say it's happening.
It's happening.
Ah, Jesus, I felt that. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, it's happening.
Neighbor, it's happening.
It's happening. Everything God promised you is about to come to pass. Everything he spoke over your life, it's happening right now. The devil thought he was going to snatch it from you, but the devil is a liar. You ain't got the authority to do this. God has already said it, and if he said it, that settles it.
Glory to God.
It's happening, 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 it's happening. It may not look like it, but it's happening. It may not feel like it, but it's happening. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, it's happening.
It's happening.
Clap your hands and give God glory for it happening. What you went through, the devil thought that you were going to give up. He thought that you were going to throw in the towel.
Yes, sir.
But you had the nerve.
Come on.
You had the nerve to say, I refuse to quit.
Yes, sir. That's good, preacher.
I refuse to throw in the towel.
Come on.
And I have too much purpose and life in me to give up now.
Yes, sir.
Because there is more with you than against you.
Yes, sir.
There is more in you. And there is more that remains than what's left, than what left. I submit to you today that it's something wrong to have everything you need and not know it.
Come on now.
Because you're more focused on what you don't have now.
Come on, preacher. That's good.
It's a shame to have everything you need and not know it because you're more focused on what is no more.
Yes.
It would be a shame for you to have an umbrella but choose to walk in a rainstorm. But you're holding the umbrella in your hand.
Come on now.
that is the sign of what we are doing. We have everything we need, but we don't think we have everything we need because we're so focused on what is no more, and we're holding everything we need in our hand.
Yeah. Good.
And the funny